Has it ever happened to you when you're just about to play a piece? You're about to perform a piece at your lesson, at a recital, at a concert, and some of the things that you know you can do aren't actually happening. That's a frustrating moment, and I want to give you a powerful strategy to bridge that gap between being able to do something and actually doing it on your first try. Because that's what a performance is, right? It's our first try of the piece that we're playing. And now what I've done is I've taken this chunk of an etude. It's part of an etude, not the whole thing, maybe not even the hardest part, but that doesn't matter because it's a great way to show this practice technique that I call negative space practice. And I'm going to show you what all that means. I put it in a PDF. It's right here. And I want you to have it. It gives some general practice ideas that are really good. And then there's this whole section about this particular piece, this particular piece of a piece, this particular part of an etude that I've written out, and I've written out how to use negative space to really overcome that last obstacle. So this isn't a first tool that you use when you practice. You do all the things you do. You learn it the way that you learn it. You get so that you can play all the notes, and then you use this to strengthen yourself so that you can play very, very consistently a very, very solid performance because you're gonna actually know this in a deeper way. So let's take a look at the piece of a piece, this piece of an etude that's going to be the example for our negative space practice. And our negative space practice is going to have very positive results. So check it out. Here it is. Here's what we're going to play for today. So that's the excerpt in question for today. So we're going to go over how to use negative space to solidify this, and then you're going to apply that to the pieces that you need that solidification on. And you're going to use this as a guide, I hope. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to break down the 16 measures into a smaller set of things. And the first breakdown is 2 phrases. 8 measures each. I've broken them down here. Section A, Section B. For the purposes of this video, we're going to do Section A. But just doing Section A by itself, all the way through without any further breakdown, isn't really the best use of our time. So what we're going to do is we're going to move down to this. We're going to look at this. We're going to do 2 measures at a time. And here's why we're going to do 2 measures at a time. I wrote out this marking every time we get to an arrival point. And an arrival point is where the music goes from tension to release. Tension to release. That's where we're going. Because this doesn't really have any dynamics in it. And we want to make sure that we have a musical phrase in it. We decide our musical phrases by going from tension to release. That's how music works. And I made a marking here that is not an actual official marking. This is, that means to put the pedal down when you're playing piano, I think. Or let it up. I'm not sure. I'm a terrible piano player. But that marks where we're going. So let's look at these first 2 measures. We get to that G. Because what we have here, I'll break it down for you even further. This is a G minor triad. Cool. That's where we are. We're in G minor. The dominant, which means the tension filled, where it takes us to the tonic, which for the moment is still G, is this D7 chord. And the D7 chord holds tension, releases it on the G. And what you're going to find is that this piece does that every 2 measures. And so it's really, really important that we have that kind of harmonic motion in our mind while we play. And this helps us really get that. So listen to it again. So it has that harmonic sort of pace to it. But that's only going to help us a little bit to have that deeper understanding. We want to go deeper than that. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the negative space that I promised earlier. This isn't a negative space where insulting things are said. This is a negative space, quite a safe space actually, where we leave selected parts out, and instead of playing them, we audiate them, which that means we think about what they're going to sound like. We imagine it played perfectly in our head while we leave it out. But it also gives us the opportunity to practice these big interval jumps, in this particular case, these big interval jumps, and landing on beat 3 with a certain amount of confidence and solidity of we know where we are, right? But again, Al can play through this all 8 measures, but we still want to do this 2 measures at a time, 4 measures at a time, build it out like that. You could hear the other notes in there. Even if you just heard this the first time when I played it, you can hear those extra notes. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the first 2 measures and then the second 2 measures. We're going to do it real quick. This might take you a few more repetitions in real life. I'm not going to do them right now. I'm just going to do the quick version. And then I'm going to go do the opposite negative space, which I've written here. And we're still going to play beat 1 because it is a launching place and an arrival place, right? We are launching up into that big interval, but we're also arriving each time we get there. So we want to keep that in mind, but right now I'm going to play the first 2 measures. So I would do that a few times. And then I'm going to put them together, and I'm actually just going to go up and I'm going to read it here, right? I'm just going to read those first 2 measures as they were originally written, after I've practiced this probably for about 2, 3, 4 minutes maybe. Then I would repeat that same process with, where am I? Not there. Here. With these the second group, right? So I would do that. One more time. And then. And then I would put those together. I'll do it right where? Right there. If you don't know where I'm talking about, that's okay. It's right there. I've got it. Now let's put all of it together that we've learned so far. That would take more time. Again, this is abbreviated. Let me get that out of the way. So that I'm able to then more securely get through those passages without making any mistakes. And it's this way of building where we give our mind a puzzle. We focus that puzzle in on 2 measures. We really get it. And then we go to 4 measures. Then we really get it. Then maybe we start another 2 measure and another 2 measures and put those 4 together. Then all 8. So that way it works in a way to give ourselves sort of quick reminders to then reminders that are further apart. And then by not too long, that turns into an ability to just play it the first time because you know it so well, you know what's coming, and you know how to do it. It's a very positively focused way of practicing, particularly considering it's called negative space. It's the editing version of me here. I just wanted to say there is an additional section to the PDF that I do not go over in the video, and it's an incredibly helpful part of really getting this strategy, and it's another way to put this together in a puzzle that's going to really help you use this negative space practice strategy to your full benefit. So go ahead, look in the description, and go get that PDF because I think it's pretty great. And additionally, I just want to highlight something I don't think that I said enough in the video, which is don't write these things down. Learn how to look at your music in a way that you can find these patterns, find ways to use negative space, and just do it on the fly as you practice. That is the goal of all of this. Back to the regularly scheduled video. But it really, really works. And so I want you to take this PDF. I want you to apply this principle to the things that you're practicing. And also, like and subscribe. Leave a comment about your favorite practice technique. Maybe leave a comment if you've ever practiced like this before, if this is something that you've never heard of before, and how it feels to go ahead and give it a try. I will leave a link to my new merch, as well as to the Clarinet Ninja Dojo, if you're an adult clarinet player who wants to really accelerate the pace of your learning through really good clarinet teaching. That's done by me, as well as exercises such as this, because there's many, many more that I will work with you to learn these practice techniques, which is what is actually going to really, really accelerate your progress and amplify your results. So thank you for being here. I will see you next time on the Clarinet Ninja.